Hello, my name is Shuttley and welcome back to another episode of the Red Galaxy in Aurora Forex. And for the past episodes we have been exploring a little bit and slowly branching out. I mean, trying to explore a system at a time, and we are trying to do various things to update our survey vessels. Once we got upgrades on those, then we'll be able to get the surveys done a little bit faster, hopefully. Not necessarily the survey itself, but at least the speeds will be higher and the longer range for the ships and all that, so they can stay out for longer. Which will result in much better efficiency. Well, let's keep on going. We got the colony and cargo ships, or the trucks, I suppose I could say. Oh, the colony ship just returned. Let's have a look at the... Okay, so yeah, we got a bit more than 70,000 in population here. Not a lot, but it's better than nothing. We could have up to 500,000 so far. And over here we are slowly growing still. And over here we are not really growing. I mean, it's growing as fast as we can build the infrastructure, quite frankly. Which actually reminds me, we did get the tracking station in here. We do have the mass driver. What would it be... Or what would be something that is worth building in here? Other than the infrastructure, of course, but we won't be able to build all that much of them. I mean, technically mines, I suppose we could build another 5 or so. Not that we can support them yet, but we'll put them in the queue. Actually, no, we could support more miners there, so how about... Do we have a cargo... Yeah, cargo 2 is currently not doing anything, by the looks of it. So why don't we take some more mines in here and unload it over there. Repeat that another 4 times and then move back. So how many mines do we have there anyway? Actually that's the wrong... So we've got 20 mines, 20 construction factories. If we can get another 20 or 5 mines over here, so that's going to increase the production to about 36 mercassium per year, which is still rather low to be fair, but it's better than nothing. We're about to get the terraforming installation. Oh right, the terraforming installation is going to take a decent bit of population there now that I think of it. It's going to take most of the available workers. Oh well. Mercassium production shortage. Right. Crown survey potential in Sverdlovsk. Ooh. Okay, so minimal. It has a lot of neutronium and mercassium, but very low accessibility. Let's actually have a look at the Sverd. So on the Star B, okay, there's still a little bit of surveys that need to be done there. Especially on the outer planets, but the inner ones we've already surveyed more or less, so let's have a look. There's a lot of Galicite there, but nothing much else. Got the Sorium over there, Uranium there, some Sorium, even more Sorium. That's actually the one that we want to utilize, probably one of the first ones on that side. Then you got some resources. Might be worth mining that. Are you actually... Diameter is going to be a bit too high for actually getting up orbital miners for that anytime soon. What about you? You got some duranium there, but that's not really worth it. A little bit more duranium there. So this one. Oh yeah, that has a lot of neutronium and calcium. If we could get the crown surveys done there in such a way that we could perhaps get some extra resources there, like multiple types of resources, that'd be nice. Might actually then be worth making a colony there. I mean, the colony cost is massive, but maybe automated mines there wouldn't be a bad idea. If we can find decent resources in there, of course. Right, well, let's keep on going, shall we? Orders completed. Cargo 1 orbiting... Oh, right, yeah, you got your infrastructure transported. How much infrastructure do we still have? We got 200 in Kazakhstan. Also, it's proud of the environment. The colony cost is still 2, of course, because we haven't gotten the oxygen enough. So it's not breathable. But we have gotten a little bit extra nitrogen there now. Slowly but surely. So the temperature, well, the temperature actually has not improved all that much yet. So even with the oxygen there, assuming that we had enough oxygen there, it still would be a bit too cold, but that would still... Ooh, right, and water availability is going to be a problem. There doesn't seem to be much, is there? Hydro extent, yeah, it's 4%. That's probably too little. We could maybe up that a little bit by putting in more water vapor into the atmosphere. Which I suppose shouldn't take too long. And that would increase the hydro extent, but I think we want to get the oxygen there first. Then we can start fixing the water availability. That shouldn't take... Oh, right, so cargo 1 is now ready. Where should we start taking more infrastructure? I wonder, was it Volvograd 1? Do you have rather poor planet conditions? It does have some corundium, duranium and neutronium. So it wouldn't be necessarily a terrible place to mine in. Because the atmosphere is not breathable and the temperature is planet massive, so that's the problem there. Okay, so if we brought in 100 infrastructure, it would be enough to support a tiny population there. Not sure if it's going to be worth it. Let's have a look, actually. So, Stalino, do you have enough for... No, you don't have enough workers there yet. I suppose I could bring in another 100 infrastructure there. That might not be a terrible idea. So, cargo 1. No order, so why don't you load in your infrastructure, then go to Stalino, unload all, repeat that 4 times, then you're going to have to refuel, I'm afraid, so refuel from colony and then repeat another time. That's going to be another 100 infrastructure going there, then that leaves us with 100 extra. At some point we're going to have to start producing more just so that we can start spreading out more into places. Frankly, we might want to bring in, after that, the remaining 100 to Pravdo, just to increase the growth there a tiny bit. Because it's still rather small, and you could certainly use a bit of a boost there. Because it would like to grow faster, but it cannot right now. Overall completed for the exploration 3. Right, let's have a look. Where have you... Ooh, you have not refueled yet. But that shouldn't take too long. So refuel, and then you've been on Tomsk, haven't you? So Volgograd, and then Tomsk. And do your worst. Okay, cargo 2 has completed orders, so that means that we got more mines over here. Don't have a massive amount of available workers right now, but that does mean that we are producing more Mercassium, which means that we are then producing more infrastructure. And in the end that allows us to get more population in here, so it should work fairly well. But yeah, getting an extra 100 infrastructure over here would actually be a pretty decent idea. Although, how much are we getting yearly now? 8.9. Okay, it's improving. Certainly improving, but not completely happy with that yet. Spread, we found some more resources there. Got a new officer. Let's have a quick look at the resources. So we're going to get the survey engine soon. That's good. Then we will be getting... Okay, that's going to be another year, almost. Okay, so it's going to be the engine, then probably the second engine design, then the construction company. And after that, it's probably going to be more of the engine stuff. At least that's how it looks to me. Okay, so we got the engine. Let's start designing ourselves a new Red Star. Red Star Mark III. Copy class. Just rename that. Something like that, and then we can get rid of the engines and put in the new one, so the survey. There we go. Actually lowers the amount of people needed on the crew, so that's good. Also, did we... No, we haven't gotten the new armor yet, I'm pretty sure. We might be researching... No, did we even start researching? I don't think so. Let's have a quick look. No, we are researching, it's just going to take quite a few years though, so I'm not expecting it to be ready for this particular ship. So we got that one. Once we get the boost for our jump drive, then, I mean, we did start... No, we started getting the fighter, or the fastest aircraft engine first. Right, so you've got deployment time a little bit. I suppose I could increase that to... Oh, and the range is now 100 billion. You can have... Okay, yeah, you can have at least 2 years, so let's have a look. If we increase that, that's a bit too high. About 20. 20 is also too high. What about 19? 19 is just enough. And the speed is now a little bit higher. But yeah, you'll be able to go a lot longer at least, so that's good. There's actually... Let's have a look. So max engine... Oh, max repair is still the sensors. That's still 100, so having at least closer to 300 supply points is better than having less right now. Surprise, surprise. I suppose... The EM and thermal sensors are not all that great. We could maybe lower the amount of fuel that we carry a tiny bit. And then instead switch to bigger sensors. The passive sensors, that is. And then we could technically still put in more fuel. Not quite that much, but take those out and a tiny one out. So now we're right at the 5,000 tons. Still have a range of 95 billion kilometers. And actually, this is not even the final form, so to speak. We are going to get a little bit better as soon as we get the better jump drive. We'll probably increase the deployment time at that point. As far as possible, and then put in a tiny bit extra fuel, I guess. But at least 2 years of deployment time would be handy. So that's going to have to wait a little bit longer. Okay, we got the terraforming installation in Pravda, so that means that there's probably going to be a tiny bit of lack of workers. 100,000. So it's not terrible, but it's not great either. But as long as we can keep on mining at a decent speed, which we are doing, it has slowed down by 2 tons per year on the Mercasium, which is currently the one that we are focusing most on. What are they mining over here, actually? They are mining Mercasium. If we were to get a mass driver here, did we build the extra mass driver, is the question? No, not yet. Is it on the... It is on the queue there. Yeah, the fuel refinery is completed soon. Our fuel reserves are now over 8 million. Not enough for military operations, but at least for the surveying it should be alright. Especially once we get the better survey ships completed. Or the design, so we can start refitting some of these survey ships. Shortage of Mercasium, right, yeah, new scientist. Power propulsion bonus of 10%, that's not too bad. That's a good starting bonuses there. Production for fuel refineries completed in Kazakhstan, started on the financial centers. That's good. Actually, I'm going to have a look at the product of environment now. So it's going to be growing by 0.0023 per year. Okay. It's better, but it's still quite a long way for the minimum nitrogen that we'll be heading to. Also, the surface temperature is still rather low. I don't think there's been a massive improvement in that. Oh, actually, it might be faster than that, because the terraforming rate versus Earth is 4.32. So it might be about... I don't know. It might be that it's actually going to be 0.01 almost per year. If that's the case, then that's good. Still going to take a long while, of course, but... Ah, jump point. Oh, right, yeah. Found a new jump point. I was like, did someone jump in there? Oh, Christ. But no, I think it's just we survey a location there, and that revealed the jump point. That's alright, though. Ground Force Officer. Still limited on shortage, of course. And commanders being promoted left and right. Oh, one of the administrators died. That's a bit unfortunate. Red Star Mark Exploration 4 has surpassed their deployment time. I'll be heading back over there. Right, so is there still a lot in here that needs to be surveyed? It's mostly done now. A lot of those moons don't really have a lot in there, other than this one and this one. That's actually not bad. I'll put in colonies of both of these. Just so that I don't forget those, because those seem quite decent. So what about the other ones? That's small, that's small. That might be worth mining. 2.8 accessibility. Not massive quantities, of course, but it might be worth mining it at some point with some automated mines. For example. Some uranium there. I think I'll leave that for the civilian industries. Some Galizat over there, a bit similar situation. Then what about on the primary one here? Ooh. That's a decent bit of resource and very good chances of getting more, but the... it's not particularly easy to colonize, is the problem. But we're going to get some automated mines there and get some resources. We do need to do the surveys there at some point. You've got very tiny resources. You do have a decent resources, so I'm going to create a colony there. Gas giant. Actually, how much do you have? Ooh, 1.5 million. 0.6 accessibility, not too bad. Could certainly utilize that a little bit. And you got some neutronium vendorite. Not necessarily something that I need right now. So I'll let that be. So you are heading back home slowly. Mineral shortages. When do we get the fighter engine? Okay, that's going to be done in November, so not far off. After that we'll start the jump drive, which is going to take half a year. And then we're going to actually finalize the design for the survey ship, I reckon. Okay, we got the fast aircraft engine. And start it on the jump drive. So when does it say that it's going to be completed current speed? April. So it's actually going to be done before the construction companies. Just barely, but it's going to be done first. Especially if you get some increase in your boat. Ooh, actually. We did get the power and propulsion with 10% bonus. I could cancel that. And put the better one in charge of the research instead. Let's go for the power and propulsion. So you start it on the jump drive. Sign everyone there. Then I think we may want to get the... Hold on, we wanted to have the small civilian one first. And get the bigger jump drive, military engine, and the bigger commercial engine. Right, so that's actually speeding up a tiny bit. It's not a massive boost, but it is still a boost. Are we actually gaining or losing money? I think we are gaining. Oh, and you are heading back home. We're a bit low on fuel. We should be able to get there still. Oh yeah, you got 70% of fuel, easy. Maybe a bit of a rush hour at the planet again, compared to what? Oh, Battle 1. Oh right, yeah, that's the... Yeah, that makes sense. That's the destroyer. That reminds me, I haven't been building the missiles. Ordnance, Vladimir's, I think we'll build like 200 of these. And then we'll build about 100 Yosifs. There we go, and that's going to take a while. It's going to take some of our fuel, but we do have almost 11 million litres of reserve right now, although a lot of that is going to be drained by the exploration vessels coming back here. So exploration 4... No, is it 1 that is... Yeah, you're still refueling. You got back home. Right, so I'm gonna assign you to resupply and then overhaul. And you will probably need to do the same. Well, at least overhaul. There we go, so we got that sorted. Some more people retiring. Okay, so far so good. Should be getting the engine design, or the jump drive design soon. Next month, in fact. And with this current speed, we should be reaching that rather soon. We just completed, yes, we got the jump drive. Did it actually increase it? No, it didn't. But yes, we got that, so we can now redesign the exploration ship. So I will actually... Where's the jump drives? Which one of these is the old one? This one's the old one. There we go, so we have another almost 300 tons of extra space. The question is, do we want to have... I'm actually going to put in some maintenance stockpiles there, or maintenance storages. Maybe another small maintenance is enough for the time being, and then put in some extra fuel storage. So we take one of those out and put in a large fuel storage. Oh right, and I wanted to put in at least 24 months in deployment time. Maybe even go for what, 36. 36? Oh wow, that's just the number that we needed by the looks of it. So it can have a long deployment. It has a decent bit of maintenance life. It has quite a bit of supply points there. Actually, how much? The small maintenance is 10 tons. That's 50 tons. Okay, so we can't really replace it that way. Oh well. The annual failure rate is 67%, so not great, but not terrible either. And we'll be at least able to repair the sensors, or the survey sensors, 3 times. Or some other parts a few times, but yeah, 111.8 billion kilometer range. That's a decent one for what we've faced here so far. So I think this is more or less completed now. So I think we will assign the shipyard over here for the Red Star Mark III. So activity, good. And then I suppose we'll wait for one of those to be completed, and we're going to start refitting them. Now they will need a lot of expensive parts, but at least we don't need to build the sensors again. Let's actually have a quick look. How expensive are they in comparison? 500? It's actually about the same price in total price. Of course the engines are a bit cheaper. Or the engine is a bit cheaper than the ones before. And then the jump drive is a bit smaller, so that's probably going to save a long way, but it does have more than double the range. That's actually a rather good improvement. Also the sensors are a bit better for the passive, so it's actually not all that much that is the same. So it's probably going to be rather expensive refitting, but still the sensors are 200 out of, so 40% of the total price. Plus there's some other parts that can be shuttled over, for example the crew quarters I think, and stuff like that. So it shouldn't be too bad. Okay, overhaul for the exploration 1 has been completed. So I think it's time for us to start refitting one of those. Refit from Red Star 2, okay, yeah, and build cost only 117, so it's about 1/3 of the total cost. That's not too bad. So let's have a look at the refit details. So the sensors, the new engine, crew quarters, maintenance storage bay, another fuel storage, then jump drive, overhead cost. Yeah, that's actually not too bad. I'm a bit surprised. Okay, yep, create task. So how long does it take? Until August. Okay, it's going to take a while, but that's alright. Production mines completed in Kazakhstan. Okay, we got started on the maintenance facilities. Okay, yeah, but we seem to be out of time for this episode, so I'll probably go through a little bit small time skip between the episodes here. Once I do the next recording session. So we'll get a little bit forward, so we don't stall here for too much longer. But anyway, if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.